Hello everyone, welcome. So it's 11 o'clock. This is our first rendezvous, and I'm truly delighted to have you here with me. I am in New Orleans, Louisiana. So I've been living in New Orleans for about 20 years, but you can hear from my accent that I am actually from France. So hopefully my heavy accent won't be too much of a bother for you. So let's start. So again, thank you so much for being here. And for those who do not know me, I'm Valerie Legras. I'm the founder and creative director of SWADOH. And for those who know me, it's a great opportunity to show you how SWADOH has evolved and how it can become really a meaningful part of your creative process. So by launching this rendezvous, my goal is to host a conversation each month and bring you stories, insight, inspiration from the world of interior design and exceptional craftsmanship. But we will also get inspiration beyond the world of interior design. I love fashion, haute couture, haute jewelry, and everything nowadays really mixed together, and that's a great source of inspiration from one area to the other. So combining everything is great. This rendezvous is like a monthly creative pause, a moment to share, inspire, and connect. So we are going to start with a 25 minutes presentation, and then at the end we will open this, continue as a conversation, and I will show you some material. So let's really jump in. Why does craftsmanship matter in design today? And the goal of today's rendezvous is to give you real tools and inspiration you can use in your own project. So whether it's through storytelling, bespoke commission, embellishment, fine art, or even from our curated collection. So we are going to go over practical ways to bring craftsmanship into your work. And the best part of this monthly event is you will gain direct access to this artisan. So this is really getting access to real people with incredible skills and ready to collaborate with you. Really, my story is your story. Before creating SWADOH, I worked as an interior designer and I ran my own firm up to a few years ago. And like many of you, I often faced challenges, finding, unique material was hard, collaborating with the right artisan, finding the right person that can bring my bold idea to life. And there is a lot of challenge that interior design are running into. So really feel free to put your challenge in the chat as well. I really would love to hear from your own experience. So the challenge is like how to differentiate my work, make it stand out and bring, meaning and story into the design. Create something that not only look good, but really stand out. How to find the pieces that are not seen everywhere. So really, it's how to find the right tool, to educate my clients. We know sometimes it's a challenge when we propose something. We want to have the right element to really educate the client and have them stand behind our choices with pride. And, that's a lot of frustration that I run into, and it really shaped the way I built SWADOH. So I really wanted to create, the kind of creative partner I always wished I had. So all of you are creatives, and I know you have many, many brilliant ideas, and sometimes you just need the right collaborator to turn them into reality. And that's why, in my opinion, craftsmanship matters so much, and it makes really a design go from ordinary to extraordinary. So really, this is how SWADOH was born. After experiencing the power of craftsmanship firsthand and really seeing with my own client and my own project how it could completely transform a space and a story, and it really make things stand out and be different. So I made a big shift. I closed my interior design business and I stepped away from working directly with individual. I mean by that directly with end clients. And instead, I choose to support you, basically, the designer, architect, and other creatives through SWADOH. And when I created SWADOH, I really wanted to be more than just a resource. I wanted to be a source of inspiration, a tool. Sometimes designer really need fresh idea, but they also needs access to this maker. So basically, I was lucky that I started my life, a good chunk of my life. I was in France and also in Paris. I studied in Paris, I worked in Paris, and I was very lucky to connect with absolutely amazing people that are develop skills or learn skills from their generation before them. And basically, I was, of course, lucky to find great makers here in the US, but the makers in the US are not exactly, they don't have the same skills as the makers in France. It's very different type of skills. But when you combine them, you can really create something magical. And so really, we want to collaborate with people who look for this distinction, look for these finishing touches that elevate the space from beautiful to unforgettable. And really by creating this special connection and give all the tools that you need to educate your clients and bring your ideas to life. Really, this is something that matters to me. And by the way, all the connection I have from my home country, France, I am thrilled to share that in January 2026, we will take this conversation even further. We will go to Paris and during a Maison and Objet and Déco Off, I'm sure all of you are most probably familiar with, we are going to organize host open studio, and you will be able to push the door of our artisan studio workshop and also meet them in person. So I think I'm very excited to start this new journey with you. So let's look at various examples. Then the second part of the presentation will be of how we can, generate idea and implement into your project. So let's look at this image on the left. What do you notice when you compare the right side of the image and the left side of the image? What contrast do you see? When you look at this image, on the right side, I see lines that are extremely clean, organized, very precise, and a bit cold to me, very rationalized. And then when you shift your eyes on the left, you can have this feeling of warmth, peace and plenitude, something much calmer, more human, connected to a feel of human being here. And a far more organic shape, of course, and a whisper of nature. So why is this feeling shifting from the right side to the left side? Well, look at all the softness of the drapery, the velvet on the blanket. I think this is velvet, I'm not sure, but it looks like it. And then the delicate flower and the unique organic shape, of this light fixture. All of these elements really add a feeling of humanity and warmth. And this is really the mix of this texture and material that truly transform a space from something functional to something deeply personal. And I really love the work from husband and wife. They are a firm in New York. I think this is absolutely beautiful. And really, it's about creating an atmosphere where people feel at home, where they can sense the care and intention that went into every choice. I mean, every choice you make as a designer has an impact, and this is a high level of responsibility. So that contrast is exactly what craftsmanship brings to a space. It really softens the edge, creates a feeling of comfort and peace, and it invites a deeper emotional connection, not just with object, with the space itself. And the light fixture, of course, that you see here is called nuage. And nuage stands for cloud in English. And it's made by Celine Wright, and it's from the SWADOH collection. So the SWADOH collection is the place for you to go if you are looking for a piece ready to use, pre-designed. Now let's take a moment to look at this fixture. So it really evokes a beautiful sense of serenity, and it's not by accident. Because actually, now shift your eyes to the right side of to the two images on the right. It's for Celine Wright, it's really crafting this piece one by one. It's a meditative moment. You can see her small workshop in the outskirts of Paris, and you can see the craft, the gesture that we can see on the other picture. So really, each nuage, which means cloud, is entirely made by hand. And Celine Wright, you can tell, doesn't produce 1,000 of these fixtures per week. No, no, no. She spends hours meticulously layering each strip of paper, washi paper, one by one. And it's a slow, intentional, and deeply personal process. And it means that each light fixture are a unique model because it's not made by a machine. You might wonder why Japanese paper in Paris? Well, that's how it's great to have all the elements to educate yourself and also your clients. Celine Wright spent the entire childhood in Japan, and she learned the traditional techniques of working with washi paper, and she really fell in love with the softness and the translucent vibe of it. And really, she brought back this heritage with her when she moved back to Paris. And she opened a workshop studio, and she blended the two cultures. And it's really now, it became her signature and her unique voice. And that's definitely the beauty of it. We can see another image example here, the same sense of serenity, a stunning bathroom. It's like a spa. And again, look at all the pieces that are, looks like to me that they are handcrafted. Of course, you can see the light fixture that is from Celine Wright as well, but you can look at the rug, the wooden stool, it looks like a candle holder here. And most probably the big ceramic pot in the back is also handcrafted. So really all working together to create an atmosphere that feels very luxurious, but also very intimate. So again, it's really more than just design. It's about curating an experience, and every element speaks to the craftsmanship behind it, really adding layers, emotion, and tranquility from the space. So when you bring all these elements by hand that are made by hand, you cannot find the same emotion from a product that is mass produced. Let's look at another example. That's really something that is beautiful. This bathroom, very rich, vibrant, and truly stunning. You might have seen, I don't know if some of you had the opportunity to go to the Kix Bay show house in Palm Beach. This was on the second floor, and we have been very lucky to participate in the creation of this bathroom. So this is Kix Bay Show House. This is events that I really like to go. Not only it's a great charity, but also it's fantastic to see the talent of all these designers. And I really encourage you to go see the one in New York, Dallas, and also Palm Beach. So for this project, it's from the Laure Nail Design, and the owner and lead designer is Laetitia Laurent. She's also a French lady. So I love her design language. It's really feel curated, layered, full of custom detail. And at first, when I saw it, I was like, oh, it really reminds me like a symphony, a lot of notes. And then the more I looked at it and I said, well, actually, it looks like more like a dance. There is so much movement everywhere. Really, all these elements are in conversation with the next. So look at the ceiling. It's a custom wallpaper hand-painted by Porter Toledo. It has it really adds a lot of depth. And I really like when designers don't forget about the ceiling. I think it just brings something so special, and it's really a part of the design. So then your eyes land on that frame scarf. Actually, this scarf is what inspired the entire room. So Laetitia had this Cartier vintage scarf, and she said, this is what's going to lead my design. And she built the entire project and concept on that. Unexpected and beautiful. And now look at the marble. Oh, I'm just blown away by it. The Calacata Viola, elegant with curved line. It really softened the space. And in order to achieve this level of work, it was beautifully made. You need to rely on the talent of fantastic artisan, and in that case, in a fantastic stone fabricator. So really, that's just by itself, it's a piece of jewelry. So now on each side of the picture, you can see two fixtures that are from the SWADOH collection. And the textile here is handwoven by Morgan Baruchel Crew. She's an artisan we are collaborating with, and she's located in Aix-en-Provence, which is also a beautiful city. I don't know if some of you had a chance to go to France, the south of France, Provence. It's a fantastic area to visit. So these two fixtures are from a line. Actually, I personally designed. I was just so driven by the unique and stunning quality of the material, and it's just very completely versatile because each piece is made by hand on a loom. And when it comes out of a loom, because it's woven with metal thread and also silk and linen, you never know what shape it's going to come out. And that's why, in that case, it really plays into all the movement that comes from the room. So really, this bathroom is a great example of how through a collaboration you can elevate your space. Designer, artist, artisan, each bringing their voice to the final composition. And again, this is how the magic happens. And really, it's because everything is made by hand, not mass produced. And you're not going to see this work everywhere, and that's exactly the point. When you gain access to high-end artisans, when you learn from them, when you even collaborate with them, you really elevate your role. You strengthen your voice as an expert, because you are the expert. The client's coming to you because you are an expert. But when you can also strengthen your voice by leaning on the expertise of artisan and artist, this is teamwork that works so well, and this is a winner, I would say. So you're not just your client's personal shopper, you are their guide to something truly exceptional. And in this image, you can see a few pieces. Light picture from the SWADOH collection, again, handcrafted by the Studio Mou, from a very rare type of craft. Highly customizable. It's a great way to implement into your room. A custom headboard or decorative panel, is that a piece of art? Is that a piece of architecture? It's a statement. And this piece is through our tailor-made services, and it's a collaboration with Morgan Baruchel Crew. So this can really of material instantly set your design apart. So let's look at a final example. Another way to bring craftsmanship into your project. It is through the power of personalization and embellishment. And I will absolutely dedicate a rendezvous, a live event, exclusively on the subject of embellishment, because it's really a great tool. It can bring small touches, very intentional touches to a project and make it stand out. Again, for information, the embellishment is part of our tailor-made offer on our website. But let's take the example of this room. So the designer created a beautiful room divider using a hand-painted fabric. And then, even though she thought the end result was absolutely stunning and beautiful, she really wanted to add an extra layer, something just like a just like a little bit like actually the brush, on my jacket is like when you add this little detail on your dress, on your sweater, on your jacket, or just like a piece of jewelry, that's the little detail that elevate the whole thing. So when you look on the picture on the right, actually, you can guess what she decided to do. You can see on the left side of the panel, you can see the bird. And this is actually the feather on the head of a bird. It just brought something, a wow effect on this element. But, you know, we are talking about a hand-painted textile here. Of course, this is a high level of customization. Of course, you might not have the project that is going to bring it to you, this type of clientele. But there are, you know, when you take, for example, a fabric or a wallpaper from Pierre Frey, Schumacher cravat, or Manuel Canova, let's say, you can do the same level. And I'm going to show you that after at the end of this presentation. But how you can apply that on your own project, for instance, let's look at this dining room. You have a beautiful chairs, you have the back of a chair, and you make it very special and add this little layer. How about doing a little embroidery on some of the detail of the back of a chair? That's really a great way to enhance your work. So really, when the clients really understand the process, you can show them the picture, you can show them during the process of fabrication, all the work that has been implied, that was needed to develop their product that are just made for them. You know, when you have a conversation about cost, you know, with your clients, well, you're going to shift this conversation from cost to value. They're really going to understand and see, you know, not only you have this connection and what you bring is really special to them, and that's what is important. We are going to shift into the other part of the presentation, which is also very interesting, is understanding a little bit of the history, how we can use this story and apply it into design today. So before we jump into the second part, let's think about the stereotype that come to mind, maybe not to you because you are professionals, but to the general public. When we think of artisan, craft, you know, there is a lot of stereotype, like, oh, it's rustic, or it's traditional, it's not modern, or oh, this is like looks like my grandfather or grandmothers, or it's very slow, and things like that. And well, we are going to see that there is maybe a little bit more to it. Wow, there is not, this is just, to me, this is striking. Inspiration comes from our heritage. And heritage is not just about preserving the past, but about inspiring the future. So you see on the left from one of the castles in France, maybe Versailles, maybe another one of the hundreds of castles of palace we have in France. And then you look at the beautiful Natalie Portman wearing this stunning dress from the Dior Haute Couture. I mean, really, when we look at Natalie Portman, do you really have the word old-fashioned or rustic coming to mind? No, I don't think so. So yes, she's a perfect example of how innovation can be rooted in heritage, honoring the past, and it doesn't mean we have to be stuck into it. It's about how we can carry it forward with elegance, intention, and relevance. So now, how can this help you in your interior design project? You as interior, you as creator, how can it inspire you? So, well, we can establish that craftsmanship is a bridge between the past and the future. Extremely powerful. So really, when you look at this image, you can see that all this incredible work doing embroidery. We looked at embroidery before. It was really a delicate, intricate techniques used on textile. And now we can do something very fresh with it. Just pushing a little bit, maybe getting out of textile and doing something different. How about doing embroidery on solid surfaces? How about doing embroidery on wood, on metal, on acrylic, on leather? There is a lot of possibility. Pushing the boundary is what is possible. And really, we can see the transfer of skills from the past, haute couture today, from haute couture, and this is what I told you at the beginning. There is a lot of the bridge now are really everything's connecting, and that's fantastic. So, as a creative mind, imagine a credenza with a custom drawing, a detail embroidered on the door. You can do the same by adding touches of decor on a closet door as well, or you can also personalize your own ideas. And we are going to continue here with absolutely incredible techniques that can be applied to your design. So traditional techniques, again, adapted into the contemporary design. I really encourage you, designer. I know material library is crucial to your work, but really having handcrafted material add so much value to your library. It's really a great tool to distinguish your work. So let's look at these three examples and how inspiring they can be. So to bring a touch of freshness to a limited collection in 2024, Louis Vuitton, that was for Mother's Day, Louis Vuitton used the skills of Lucie Touré to create this special purse, a limited edition. Actually, this is a fine acrylic flower embroidered on leather. So imagine using this skill to customize again the back of a dining chair, bring this special touch on a headboard, a room divider, a wall panel, or even a lampshade. I mean, there are a lot of opportunity to transfer. And actually, we use these skills. And if you look at the image at the center, it's a detail of a light fixture from a collection we designed in collaboration with Lucie Touré, and it's engraved and embroidered acrylic surface. This is actually a technique that we are currently using on different projects in need of window privacy screens. And so basically, when you have, for instance, I'm thinking of an apartment in New York, and you have a beautiful view in the front, and in the back you have a brick wall. It's not very charming. You don't want to use the Roman shade. The client wants something special. How about using this acrylic panel? This is what we are currently working on, framed into a metal frame and doing some custom embroidery on it. And so you still have a light coming through, but you have like a piece of art in front of you. So really a great way to use. This light fixture collection will be launched in the fall. Now on the right, it's a stunning collaboration between Lison de Cône, who does straw marqueterie, and a collaboration with Lucie Touré. So really, it shows that when you mix the talent of amazing craft people, embroidery and straw marqueterie, you come up with something absolutely stunning. And I'm sure you have your creative wheels already turning. So that's why we would love for you to reach out early in your process. And even though you don't exactly know what you want, to say, hey, I would love any guidance. So can you help me bring this idea to life? And this is where we become very valuable. Now, look at this. It's all in the detail. It's really the parallels between interior design and jewelry. So the picture that you have on your right, I was in Paris about a month ago, and I was lucky enough to see incredible exhibition. And one of them was from Van Cleef & Arpels. That was about pearls. So this is not a real piece of jewelry per se. I took a picture of a book, but I was really blown away by the beauty of it. It might think about interior design and actually lighting design and jewelry. You think it's different world, but no, there is a lot in common, because again, jewelry, much like interior design, is a reflection of a personality and a style. In both fields, the attention to detail is essential. Like when you choose a rare stone or a pearl, the selection of it has a big impact on the end product. It's really finding the harmony in the crafting process. It's about creating a moment with a statement piece. Like a chandelier in a room, it's like a necklace on a person, right? So I was so inspired by this necklace from Van Cleef & Arpels. And we were working on a custom project for a client, and just you can see the transfer of idea. I think it's just we need to absorb really all these elements of design, wherever they are coming from. Now, lastly, the importance of art in your design project, and that's going to be the subject of another live event. So, art has a vital touch in your interior design. It cannot be an afterthought. And as interior designer, it plays such a role into your work. So it can be a fantastic asset to enhance your creative voice. And it's another form of craftsmanship where design and technique merge to create something deeply personal and impactful. So at SWADOH, we collaborate with designers to create unique piece of art and commission for their end client. And we connect you with our very talented and well-renowned artist. So let's take this example of Solange Olivet. She's a perfect example to how traditional gesture and craftsmanship can evolve and be even transcended. So Solange Olivet developed an extremely innovative way of using and transforming thread into a non-woven surface. Yeah, it's thread used as a non-woven surface. And really, it blurs the line between art, material, and space. So this is just a quick example, and there is a lot of explore from this artist, and you can see them on the website, and know that they are here to inspire you and collaborate with you. So yes, so I hope I've inspired you today on how using more artisanal material or custom pieces in your own project. Know that SWADOH really exists for you, and design, we are really working with design professionals who wants to collaborate, and we want to provide you option and confidence to fully bring your brilliance to life. You bring your ideas to us, we help you make it happen, and we love to start the conversation with you. If you have a project that requires something super special, or just also from the pre-design, which is the collection. So we would love to hear from you. So let's see how this works. When you have this idea and you don't really know when to start, just come and we will make sure we guide you towards the right direction. So again, there is 3 pathways to excellence: collection, fine art, and tailor-made. So really, I inspire you to invite you to explore this on the website. That brings us to the end of this presentation. Thank you so much again for being here with us.